What if I told you that Steve McQueen, the big action hero we all know and love, starred in a largely forgotten romance movie in 1963, the same year as The Great Escape? What if I then told you that his love interest in this film is none other than Natalie Wood? And one more thing. The movie is about an unwanted pregnancy and the possibility of abortion. You would probably think that I was making this movie up, but it does indeed exist, and it deserves much more love and attention. I purchased this movie a few years back off of the premise and the actors alone. It just seemed a little out of time and place both in Hollywood and in these actors' careers. Love with a Proper Stranger was released on Christmas Day in 1963 and follows Angie Rossini, Natalie Wood, as she and her one-night lover, Rocky Papasano, Steve McQueen, struggle to find money for an abortion, while Angie also battles for her independence with her overbearing Italian family. This film was directed by Robert Mulligan, hot off the success of To Kill a Mockingbird, was shot by Milton Krasner, who also shot The 7-Year Itch and All About Eve, and had music composed by Elmer Bernstein, who composed Ghostbusters and The Magnificent Seven. All of this is to say that this film has a lot of big names both in front of and behind the camera. Not to mention, it was nominated for 5 Oscars for Best Actress, Best Writing for the Screen, Best Cinematography, Best Art Direction, and Best Costume Design. It's truly a wonder that this film is as little seen as it is, with all of these factors in its favor. But the times were different, so what makes it special today? Does it still hold up? For me, there are 2 key things that make this movie special, important, and affecting. Firstly, there is its position in history. 1963 is too early to be controversial, but too late to be totally safe. The Europeans were getting more serious, but America was still largely entertainment focused. This dichotomy between realism and polish, between current issues and eternal themes, is at the heart of this film aesthetically and thematically. The opening shots are filled with average people, and the sheer claustrophobia of the scene feels real, feels lived in. Yet at the heart of all of this chaos is a meeting between 2 recognizable stars. So, is it realism or is it Hollywood? The plot too starts out as a sort of social realist film, but becomes a Hollywood rom-com by the end. For the commentary track for this film, Kat Ellinger and Sam Deegan perfectly capture this duality by calling it Italian-American neorealism. While this duality may sound like it creates a chaotic, half-hearted film, it is in fact just the opposite. Each style's strengths are played to, and the overall experience becomes much richer as we can have the quick, grand emotion of Hollywood, but not miss out on these small moments of Italian neorealism. I can't think of another film that sits right on the edge of history and plays both sides, capturing what was and what was to come. In the process, it shows us filmmakers what each style can do great, and challenges our perceptions of style as needing to be 100% committed to and consistent. Style and aesthetics are one thing, but what really matters are a film's emotions and ideas, which here all revolve around love. Of course. Just like the aesthetics of the film, love here rides the line between the trouble of the late 60s and the idealism of the 50s. It is not a refutation of love, nor a choir-packed piece of praise. What it is real. Our characters are selfish, immature, confused, and ultimately searching. They both want love, but can't seem to find the idealized bells and banjos to hear everyone talk about. They just try to do what seems right, moment by moment, figuring it out on the way as we all do. Love with a Proper Stranger is the rare film that recognizes that love is not just nice feelings. Our protagonists never particularly get along, never seem too interested, and the dominant feeling between the two is always that fate has forced them together. What this then leaves room for is love of the verb variety. Love that is about action, such as taking a beating, bringing flowers, or simply being there. The final scene of the film capstones its thesis that love is a verb by having McQueen's character play the bells and banjos for Wood's character. None of us, or at least very few of us, will be lucky enough to fall in love at first sight. So what we have to do is open our own eyes. We have to struggle, cry, confess, and forgive. I can't think of many other films with that message, and it's an important one, dare I say, an essential one. So, what more do you really need? We have stars, an interesting plot, a unique place in history, and an important message. Is it a perfect movie? Hell no, but it definitely is a classic in my book, and is well worth the watch both historically and emotionally. And with that, it's time to say adios.